Hey guys, it's January. We need to get busy. We have so many beds to work on that it feels so overwhelming. But I'm going to take it bed by bed and we're going to get this done starting now. It is January the 6th and it's say 65 degrees today. We've got a beautiful week ahead. It feels like spring and I know it's not, guys. I know it's not. But when I planted my fall carrots, I did not insulate them super well. As you can see, I did have cardboard on there for a short time. Took it off, forgot to put it back on when we got super cold. So I'm afraid a lot of my little carrot babies, either one did not germinate or two died off. The ones that seem to have done the best, I don't see any in the back at all. What I do see are some up here in the foreground. And I just watered, so they're kind of laying down right now, but they were standing up. So there are quite a few here and there just in patches of baby carrots. You can hear the neighbor kids screaming. They're always screaming for some reason. Anyways, so what my plan is today, we are going to go ahead and get our carrots going early instead of my normal February planting. We're going to start doing things earlier than we normally do. We're going to plant them in January because I suspect because it is a cooler month here. This is zone 7B/8. I'm predicting that our cold weather happened in the first half of the season and maybe we'll just have smooth sailing, knock on wood. I know I'm wrong, but from here on out. So we're going to plant about a month earlier than normal. I'm going to use, I've got some Danver, 126. And I'm thinking these are older seeds. Carrot seeds is one of the few that I don't hold on to usually for too long. What year is that? 2022? Yeah. So we're going to heavily seed this bed. We're going to use this whole pack basically. I'm hopeful that some will still germinate. I will concentrate towards the back since I don't have any germination or much back in there. Although I'm starting to see more and more as I look more carefully. Yeah, well, that's okay. We'll just have a nice, big, beautiful bed of carrots. Last year, this side of the bed was full of carrots and something ate every single one of them, either from below the ground or above. I'm not sure, but this bed actually has hardware cloth, aka cheap chicken wire, crossed over several times in the bottom. If I could afford hardware cloth, I would have put that down, but it's okay. I think it's going to work. I did this bed about a year ago where I dug it up completely, put down chicken wire, like 3 levels or layers crossing over, and then put all the soil back. I didn't see any damage during the summer as far as tunneling from voles or moles. So I think we're good. We're going to put our carrots down. We're going to use this as some insulation. And I happen to have the soil here that I do not like at all. It is almost like pure peat moss. I actually did a winter sowing container with it the other day, and as soon as I put this in my hands, I knew I did not want to use this. So I'm thinking I'll just do a light coating over here and there, about like that. Put down the seeds, maybe another light coating of this on top. We're going to water everything again, and then I'm going to use this as insulation for my carrots since we might have a little, touch of coat here and there the next month or two. And then for the next, I think I'm going to guess, we'll say 21 days, 14 to 21 days for germination this time of year with the temperatures we have currently. I'm going to cover with cardboard until they germinate. Now, does that mean that these guys might suffer? Absolutely. They're not going to be getting any sun with the cardboard on top, but it's okay. I'm willing to sacrifice these little babies that have germinated to get this whole bed done, get a harvest, early summer. So let's just get busy and see where we can go from there. Tonto is tearing up the cardboard. So I got this nice thin layer of this basic peat moss, although they call it potting mix on the bag. I don't think it is. Now we're gonna get some rainwater from over there. We're gonna water again. And then we're going to sprinkle the seeds. So I'm going to put a picture right here because I do not remember. I have to go through my camera roll and look what I planted in the fall, in the background and then in the foreground. I did 2 different varieties, one in the back, one in the front. All right, we're going to use this whole packet. And this is all nice and moist at this point. I may save actually a tiny bit of these for over here. I did put carrot seeds over here as well. You can see that there are some germinating, especially under these containers. My plan that never got executed was throw a plastic tarp with some slits cut in it over here. I never got around to doing that. So I had these containers that I threw on those seedlings, and now they were covered at certain points, and then I forgot to cover them one night when it got really cold, and then we got busy with Christmas, and that's why the soil looks so dry, which is very embarrassing. You shouldn't let your soil dry out. You really shouldn't leave it uncovered either. I feel, yeah, pretty guilty about this, but I'm going to try to I'm going to try to fix that today. Okay, seeds are down, heavily sown because they are very much older seeds. Now I'm just going to do a light sprinkling of some more of this peat moss / potting mix, so-called potting mix. And it's more on the acidic side because it does have so much peat moss. But I think the carrots will be just fine with a little bit more acidic soil. Probably neutral would be better, but I think they'll be okay. And I'm not using a lot. This is very minimal amount. Now that we've done this, we're going to start adding a little bit of insulation. Whenever I get this free in a package, I always save it for carrots. I've grown carrots that way before, and they really, really, really like it. It's a nice little warm blanket for them. And carrots do not need light to germinate, so I think it'll work out just perfectly. It's time we go ahead and cut what's left of the poblanos out. You can see they are definitely gone at this point. So I'll just come down to just below soil level. Honestly, it kind of looks like it might still be alive, right? But I know it's not. It's been way too cold for that. It is green though. Interesting. Now it is time for another round of water. And then I'm going to put the cardboard on top. I'm going to water the cardboard as well. Unfortunately, our hoses are still off and the water turned off to the spigot because we did have cold weather not that long ago, actually. So I'm using rainwater today. I think I've almost emptied out the rain barrel, which is a good thing as well. And then we're going to move on to this side of the bed. All right, this half is done. Lots and lots of carrots will be in there. We will probably have to thin, which that's one of my least favorite jobs in the garden. I will keep that cardboard moist. I will check it in about 7 to 10 days. I really don't expect to have any germination before, say, 15 to 21 days. That's going to put us into February, which is a pretty good timeline. I'm really anxious to see if starting a month earlier will really benefit me with the carrots. I'm thinking yes. We shall see though. So now we're going to move over here. I really don't know what all I had seeded. I will put up a picture because I don't even know. I know there are extra carrot seeds that I sprinkled over here from that side when I was planting. I think there are maybe some different types of bok choy. And that's all I can remember. But I'm going to go look for some type of coating. Not really a coating, more of a cover for this area. I don't need it really this week if I can keep that soil moist. But we will need it before, say, the end of February. We probably will have at least a night or two here and there that are kind of cold. Too cold. And really, look at how dry that soil is. We have got to keep it at least covered to keep that moisture in. So I forgot to tell you something over about the carrots. Now, because we are so warm all week, a nice, beautiful spring-like week, I could have left the carrots uncovered. I could have let them just grow up through the little cardboard straw that we have put down. But I can't predict the weather. Like I said, it's probably going to be at least 16, 21 days, 15, 21 days. I don't want to have to worry about coming back out here to cover these seeds, to keep them moist, to keep them warm during the germination process. Once they're germinated and growing, they might be able to handle the cold a little bit better. But right now, at this stage, it's just so much easier on me to get them to germinate with some type of cover Some people use like a piece of wood. I find cardboard easier because I can keep it moist and I know when it's dry. Yeah, you could do it another way. You could come out here, you know, a couple times a day, water, 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 to make sure those seedlings don't dry out, those little seeds while they're trying to germinate. But cardboard is just easier for me because I like to do kind of a lazy gardener, so I like to do things the easiest way possible. All right, y'all. So I just looked at our weekly forecast. We have one night, overnight, it's going to be 67. It's going to be a great week. There's a few nights, 48, mid 50s, and during the day, we're getting up close to 70. So for these cool weather items, I'm not going to go ahead and put the tarp on. I'm going to water well. I'm going to put some more of this peat moss, just sprinkling. I think it'll help retain moisture. Water again. I'm going to take these two things off. I'm going to leave whatever seeds are in this bed germinating to germinate because I'm seeing a lot of carrots. And this is pretty amazing that these carrots were able to germinate during winter, basically. Especially with that dry soil that's been going on for probably at least 3 weeks. Yeah, these must be tough little carrots. I'm going to put, if I haven't already put a picture of what I grew in this bed, I'll do it again. Because I need to know what type of carrots these are, if they can germinate during really tough conditions. Yep. Now they are doing much better under these containers. Go ahead and take those off. So I see carrots, but I only see one little bok choy and or Chinese cabbage. Not sure which. So we're going to water, water, water. Put down some of this, just like a real thin top coat. Water again, and then I know for sure that the dog doesn't go potty over here. So I'm just going to take up some of these leaves by hand and crumple them all throughout this bed. And that's going to be our mulch for this bed until Sunday, next Sunday. So in about 6, 7 days, we're going to have a cold night coming, like 28. So I will throw, it could even be a sheet that night. But if I wanted to leave it up, you know, all the time, probably something clear would be better if we're going to have prolonged periods of cold. But if it's going to be like this, we'll just keep them mulched and watered and they should grow. All right, I was able to find most of the seeds that I had sown. I think that was November. Put the date here. Now, I know you're thinking, okay, why did you do the cardboard over there, but you're not going to do it over here? You're using leaves as mulch. Because we're doing some brassicas and some lettuce. They may not take as long to germinate and they do need light. So as soon as they hit through that soil level, they need light. That's why, basically. I'm thinking if I crumble up the leaves, they can push their way up through the leaves, right? The carrots, they don't need light to germinate and they need to stay moist, very moist. I did figure out which carrots I've grown in this bed, and I'll put the pictures right one in this bed. And then the one that did really well over there, I think, was Littlefinger. If I'm wrong, put the name on the screen. So I'm going to get busy. I'm going to just sprinkle the seeds. Then I'm going to put a thin layer of the mix. And then I'm going to water. And then we're going to crumple up all those leaves. And then this bed is stable, at least for this week. Might have to do some insulation next week. Just a side note, I am out of the little jade baby cabbages. So we're just going to sow more of the kilo and maybe a little more of the purple. And then I had to substitute the lettuce blend for another very similar lettuce blend because I had used the whole packet. The kilo cabbage is also completely empty, so we're only going to be sowing the purple empress. I think I'll put it in the back side here, and maybe we could think of something else to sow in the middle space, or just more carrots probably. Ta-da! There we go. This is temporary solution for our problem to keep our soil nice and moist during germination. Now, the slugs will come back out very, very soon, probably, I don't know, February-ish. So the leaves will have to go at that point. Hopefully all of our plants will be germinated by then, and I will remove the leaves and then figure out a better mulching solution for our plants that will be little, hopefully seedlings by then. Because the slugs, they are attracted to hiding in leaves and any debris. So we're going to finish up this bed by working on these planters right here as well. That includes removing all of the leaves back there because we could have slugs hiding, slug eggs. I'm going to clean up my kale. I did harvest it about a month ago. I took off a whole big bag of it and we ate it. I've got some new growth now And there's some leaves that did get some cold damage after my last harvest. There should be some, Swiss chard. I had some. It looks like they didn't make it through the last cold weather. We'll go get some seeds real quick and reseed those. They should do okay to germinate here uncovered with the kale. It's nearly dark. The deer are traveling through this common area behind my house, the wooded section, and I think I am about done. I've got my Swiss chard seeds down under the baskets. A pansy here, the bed seeded, mulched, watered well. Our carrot bed in the back there, ready to go. I'll check on it probably 10 days. And I will give you guys an update come, probably do a February garden tour. I think things will start to look much better. You can see the sky is adding a pink cast to everything, which is kind of cool. It's really, really pretty. All right, guys. Well, I will talk to you soon on the next video. We've got lots of garden spaces to work on. Bye.